I I'm at a loss for words. I had a live game reaction to this too, and I don't know what else to say. We had a 99.9% chance of the ESPN winning thing to win this game with 146 left in the fourth quarter, 140 or something. What do I even say? I just, why do you change things up when you're winning? Yes, make adjustments and adjust to what the Saints are doing, man. But the Saints had 234 passing yards today, negative 2 yards in the first half, and 14 yards passing through the first 3 quarters. But 220 passing yards in the fourth quarter. You can't make it. It's because we went to the prevent defense because they started getting the ball out quicker for good reason. Good job. Good for them, right? Well, if they're going to get the ball out quicker, then okay, maybe we should play a little bit of zone coverage. No, but instead we, zone coverage, play everybody short, But no, we drop everybody back, right? We just, prevent defense the entire fourth quarter. I don't know what else to say. You should have gone cover 2, some cover 3, still send some blitzes here and there. Make sure you're covering those 10, 15, 20-yard passes. Instead, we have guys 35 yards away from the line of scrimmage before the ball's even snapped. What do I even say? We barely blitz at all in the fourth quarter. Even though they are getting the ball out quicker, still send some blitzes. Still send some. There was guys getting to the quarterback in under 2 seconds the first 3 quarters. And then we stopped blitzing. Offensive play calling. 3rd and 1, and Cordell Patterson, who runs, like the commentator said it earlier in the game, he runs 100 miles per hour from when the ball is snapped. He treats his runs like it's a kickoff return, which makes it hard to tackle when he's just run up the middle. So what? Cordell Patterson has the fastest acceleration maybe out of any running back in the NFL. So you would think maybe giving him the ball up the middle would be a great idea on 3rd and 1. But no, I don't even know what we were trying to do, but Cordell Patterson wasn't in the game, so I know we weren't giving the ball to him. Maybe we were trying to do a quarterback sneak. Mariota fumbles the ball, who played pretty well today. I'm not going to say he didn't play well today. He did play well today, but you can't do that. Mariota, a quarterback who's never gone under center in his life, fumbles the snap on 3rd and 1. I'm not, and then we punt it on 4th and 1. Some people are complaining about that too. I'm not upset at that. I would have done the same thing. If you go for it on 4th and 1 and miss it, then all the Saints have to do is get like 15, 20 yards. Not even that, maybe 10 to 15 yards. Yeah, well, about 15 yards, maybe 20 in field goal range. So I'm glad we punted the ball. Our long snapper, though, who told him to block? Who in the world told him to block? Long snappers aren't allowed to be touched. Just snap the ball and go downfield. You don't have to block. And if you are going to block somebody in the A gap. Don't run over to the B gap and block somebody. I don't know if that's his fault or the special teams coach. One of the two is at fault for that. So that gave the Saints 10 extra yards. Then we go back in the prevent defense. Saints, Jarvis Landry. Casey Hayward, horrible coverage on that play. He played actually really well this game. I think he's one of our best signings in recent history. But that play he sold. And then, of course, the Saints get an intentional grounding penalty, trying to do everything to lose this game like we were. And 15 15-yard pass over the middle. So, because our guys are back in prevent defense again, so the middle is just wide open. What else can you say? What else can you say? Grady Jarrett plays the game of his life on defense, and we still lose. Our linebackers, they are getting pushed around the entire game. Yeah, they got some pressure here and there, but they can't play run defense for, geez. I mean, the defensive line had to do everything when they ran the ball. So the defensive line played pretty good against the run. Our linebackers can't stop the run for anything. Look, I get it. We're trying to build rushing coverage, speed linebackers, but they can't stop the run for anything. You can still have fast linebackers, but them stop the run half decent, and they can't. Saints average 7.8 yards per carry on the ground. Yes, that was due to Taysom Hill's 57-yard run. Even then, though, Taysom Hill, not including that run, had 3 carries for 24 yards. And including his 14-yard touchdown run. Not including Taysom Hill's stats, Saints only had 4.6 yards per carry, which is not great. Not great for us. That's pretty good for them. In the NFL, you don't want somebody running on you like that. But nonetheless, the linebackers are just getting bullied the entire game in the run. We got to fix that. A.J. Terrell, man, our best defensive player did not play well today. I mean, he only allowed 201 total yards as a cornerback one against 17 different wide receiver ones last year. Not wide receiver ones, literally like in 17 games he allowed 201 yards. Well, he probably allowed half of that today to Michael Thomas. And all in the fourth quarter too. So, is it his fault? Yeah, some of it is. But Dean Pease. I like Dean Pease. I think he's a great coach. But he's actually got 50 years of NFL experience or over that. But he messed up in the fourth quarter. So hopefully, we just stay aggressive next time. And if anything, cover the short, 10, 15-yard passes. I mean, the Saints don't dump it off. So we could have – I understand playing back because the Saints don't really throw short passes. I'm talking about, like, at the line of scrimmage or a 3-yard dig route. They don't do that. They do throw a lot of 15, 10-yard passes, though, 20-yard passes. So we could have guarded that better. So – Drake London looked great today. That's a positive. Kyle Pitts, he didn't do as well as he does most of the time, but it's not like he had a horrible game. I didn't see much of him, to be honest, but. Offensive line, give them credit. They played well today. Offensive line played well today. We're probably going to be top 5 in rushing. Maybe the top rushing team in the NFL. Offensive line played well today. So, which is something we haven't seen ever since the creation of this franchise. So, good for us, right? The defensive line looked pretty good. Linebackers, obviously, I complained about that. DBs, a lot of it was due to play calling. So, they looked pretty decent today. But a lot of it was their fault. Fourth quarter, they looked terrible. Arthur Smith is at fault for some of this. Dean Pease is at fault for some of this as well. Mariota's at fault for some of this. For that one play, fumbling the snap. How do you do that? He played pretty well today. Obviously, the long snapper, talked about that. Casey Hayward, that horrible coverage on that one play. Talked about that. We go for the 63-yard field goal at the end of the game, too. I'm actually in favor of that. I would have done the same thing. It's more likely than throwing a Hail Mary, but it just got blocked, so. Hold on. I'm gonna touch on one thing real quick. Oh, yeah, and of course the linebackers, a lot of it was their fault, too. I just went over that. And A.J. Terrell, man. A.J. Terrell's a great player, but, man, he had a bad fourth quarter. I mean, a lot of it was just mistakes on one play, you know? But there were big mistakes, and it cost us the game. Arthur Smith called a great game. He made a bad play call on 3rd and 1. Dean Pease called an excellent game in the first 3 quarters. Had it down in 4th quarter. A.J. Terrell played great till the 4th quarter. Casey Hayward played great till that one play. He still played great. I mean, one play doesn't take away from that. It's just unfortunate it had to happen in that moment. Grady Jarrett played great the entire game. I love Grady Jarrett. It's been its franchise, you know. He had an amazing Super Bowl as well. Oh, choked that lead too. Cordarrelle Patterson, the offensive line, played great, you know, so. All right, we'll see New Orleans again. This isn't a 3-win team. This isn't a 3-win team. For everyone saying play Desmond Ridder, bench Mariota, Mariota looked pretty good today, I'm going to be honest. He can't line up under center ever again, though, since he hasn't done it his entire life. He's probably never done it in high school, definitely didn't ever do it in college, and he didn't do it with the Titans either, so. And they said we have the Rams next week. Oh, God. Why didn't we win this? Just learn from this and play as good as you can the rest of the year. That's all you can say. So, some positives today, but more positives than negatives. But we lost. So. I was going to touch on this one more thing. The red zone we kicked 5 field goals today. You've got to do better. You've got to score more touchdowns. You're telling me that those 5 field goals, if one of those were a touchdown, we would have won. You have got to get the ball and a lot of it wasn't in the red zone, to be honest with you. Some of it was. You got to finish drives. I guarantee we had probably, and I'm not for sure on it. Well, I think we probably had like 50 more yards than the Saints, something like that. Either way though. You got to finish drives. 50 yards more than Saints. Maybe more than that. Still a lot. You got to finish drives. You've got to do it. So, But, hey. We'll learn from this. I still like the coaches, still like the players, and I love the passion and intensity of this team. That's one thing they showed today, and I love it. The heart they have for this team. All right. Gosh, I hate the Saints. He's having a good time. I'll say that. See y'all later, man. I don't know what else to say. Peace and rise up. See y'all later.